Hello, everyone. We're going to do a series on the consultations that you should be getting when you see your doctor or talk with your doctor. And the way that we do virtual consultations and consultations with anybody who comes into my office, because as everyone knows, I am passionate about curing people, finding why do you have this condition, why do you have these symptoms, rather than just treating symptoms forever and you always being displeased, unhappy that you're not getting resolution. Because when people come and see me, look, I have people who come for anti-aging, absolutely. And again, I reiterate to you that you better start early, because the earlier you start, the slower the clock is, the more likely you are to prevent disease. And so when people come to me, if they have a complaint, and we're going to do this series, we're going to talk about rosacea and acne and hormonal issues in non-menopausal young people. Why do you have these period symptoms? We're going to talk about menopause. We're going to talk about acne scarring. We're going to talk about melasma, enlarged pores, the things that people come and see me about, and what would I do so that you'll know what you should be getting from your physicians, and why the world increasingly comes to me as their second opinion when they don't get what they're putting their trust in getting. So, virtual consultation, or consultation in my office, consultation by phone, whatever. People come in, people make an appointment for, I've got whatever symptom, whether it be hormonal symptoms, whether it be acne, whether it be skin conditions, whether it be I have a rash that nobody can figure out. So what I do is I look at every piece of the body's puzzle. In other words, you come in and I've made you fill out paperwork that we do, whether men or women. We look at your hormones. Now, young people, we don't necessarily look at your hormones, but I'll question you about them, because there are symptoms that give me basically often the solution of why do you have these things. And there are new things that are appearing that people didn't used to have, like multiple chemical sensitivities. There's strange conditions that people are having nowadays they didn't used to have that just make them feel bad. And so I'm seeing people because I'm all about the solution. Why do you have this? What do you do about the why in order to resolve your symptoms so that you're optimally healthy as much as this human being or science knows to help you be. So you come in and I talk about, how do you sleep? When you wake up in the morning, are you exhausted? Or at night when you sleep, do you toss and turn? Do you sleep like a log? Do you get up in the night to go to the bathroom? Because if you're young and you're getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, that tells me something's wrong internally, usually that you're inflamed. If you don't sleep well, if you problem solve in the middle of the night, you wake up and you're ruminating, as I say, where you're problem solving, that means your adrenals aren't good. If you get in the bed at night and you can't fall asleep, that means that's a symptom. That means your adrenals aren't good. And what do I give virtually everybody in the world? Adrenal life force, because everybody should be on it. Gives you inner peace to a certain extent, helps you sleep better. In many cases, it's why people's hair falls out. So adrenal life force. So how do you sleep? Do you have problems falling asleep? Do you wake up in the middle of the night? Do you toss and turn? Do you have pains in your legs at night? When you wake up in the morning, are you exhausted? You can't get out of bed. Have you always been like that? I look back, depending on your age, well, we discussed genetics. What runs in your family, what diseases, what skin conditions run in your family. Do people have eczema, psoriasis? When you were a baby, Did you have all sorts of skin conditions? So we look at all the pieces of the puzzle. And then I talk about, as the day goes by, are you exhausted? Are you cold? Are your hands cold? Your feet cold? Your nose cold? Your butt cold? Are you constipated? Do you have gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea? I'm trying to decide, is your gut inflamed? Because that impacts what's going on with your skin and your aging. And if you're absorbing, even if you're eating the best, most organic, whatever food that anybody can get their hands on, if you're not absorbing it, it's useless. When you eat your food, does it sit in your stomach? Does it feel like you ate a horse when you only ate a small amount? Are you hungry first thing in the morning or not? I look at, do you have weight struggles? I look at your hormones in men and women. With men, and women, testosterone impacts if you have motivation, get up and go. With men, erections. I have young men in their 20s who don't get erections. Their testosterone's low, but their testosterone's usually not low. It's their thyroid that's low first. So I'm drilling down on your thyroid, your adrenals, your gut. I'm seeing if you had acne growing up. Were you the person who wanted to go to bed early when you were a teenager, or could you stay out late? If you stayed out late, were you exhausted the next morning? Couldn't get up, couldn't do your work? Can you focus? How does your brain work? How are you emotionally? Are you depressed? Are you in a happy place? Are you angry? All of those things I'm looking at. Is your skin dry? Do you have skin symptoms? Do you have enlarged pores? I look at your skin and I see, do you have melasma that you don't even, brown pigment that you don't even recognize you have? If you're a woman, how are your periods? Do you have PMS? Do you have heavy bleeding? Do you have cramping? That tells me if your thyroid's low, if your adrenals are low. Are you taking vitamin D, which everybody in the world should be taking? Because number one, it's anti-cancer. Number two, it's anti-COVID and all other viruses. So whatever the virus of the day is, it's going to help prevent. And then I make a decision based on going through all your organ systems. And do you crave sweets? Do you eat a lot of sweets? What's your diet? Do you exercise? Do you drink water? Are you eating enough protein? Are you vegan, vegetarian? I look at all the pieces of the puzzle, and then I make a bespoke, in other words, unique for you, action plan, because genetics enters into this. And so just like we all don't look different, we all do look differently, we all have different genetics. And so I have to integrate the whole genetics of it all. What is your family history, the diseases? What do people drop dead of? Do they all live to be old and healthy? Do they have Alzheimer's? Is their brain good? What do people have? I have to integrate all of that with your diet, your exercise, your symptoms. And a lot of people don't even know that they have symptoms. They don't recognize that what they've got is a symptom, that it's not normal. So I go through that, and then I formulate a bespoke, a unique for you and all the pieces of your puzzle, whether it be genetic or physiological, how your body works. And then my goal is to optimize you, to get rid of those symptoms. And number one is everybody absolutely feels better, okay? And then you have to keep tweaking people, because people get some better, and you have to tweak their doses. You have to sometimes add other things, because we start with a few things. We try to start with as little as possible, and the basic things like vitamin D, glutathione lozenges. Everybody in the world should be on glutathione lozenges because they're anti-cancer to a large extent. They're certainly anti-COVID to a large extent, anti-aging to a huge extent, and they are incredibly anti-inflammatory. So inflammation is the cause of all disease and aging. So I'm looking at prevention. I'm looking at addressing, trying to cure whatever symptoms you have, slowing down the clock, helping to prevent disease, helping to prevent aging, and most importantly, finding why do you have something and treating the why. And often when I'm dealing with people, they'll say, oh, my husband this, my child that, and it's all from genetics. With the children, with the husband, a whole different thing, and I end up treating the family per se, because if one person's healthy, you want everybody to be healthy and optimized and to prevent as much as possible, because that's why theoretically you're a loving family. And most importantly, I'm trying to make you happier. I'm trying to make you more self-secure. I'm trying to help you get rid of your fear and to have inner peace and to sleep and to be as happy and self-satisfied as we can be. So you work better, you are better, your brain is better, everything's better. So when you're having an initial consultation or a consultation with your doctor, if they're not treating all the pieces of the puzzle, then you're not finding why you have something and trying to cure it, trying to address it, to rid it. Otherwise, you're just going to be treating symptoms forever. It will progress, and it's not the right way of doing things. And that's why I'm passionate on doing these videos, to teach you why this versus that. So step one, and then we're going to talk about particular conditions as much as I can, and we'll go from there. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this helps, because God knows we're trying to help you. Thank you.